Financial disclaimer. The information provided in this stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered as professional financial or investment advice. We are not licensed financial advisors, and the content presented here is based on our personal opinions and experiences. Investing in stocks and other financial instruments involves risk, including the potential loss of capital. Any investment decisions you make are solely your own responsibility, and you should conduct your own research and consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment choices. The content we share on this stream may not be accurate, complete, or up to date. Market conditions and financial regulations can change rapidly, and we cannot guarantee the accuracy or reliability of the information presented. We do not endorse or promote any specific stocks, companies, or investment strategies. Any actions you take based on the content of this stream are at your own risk, and we will not be held liable for any losses or damages that may occur as a result. Always remember that past performance is not indicative of future results, and no investment is guaranteed to be profitable. Make informed decisions and consider your risk tolerance before investing any funds. By accessing and using this stream, you acknowledge and agree that we are not responsible for any investment decisions you make as a result of the content presented. You are encouraged to seek advice from qualified financial professionals for personalized guidance. Please invest responsibly and only with money you can afford to lose.
Hey man, just found the next guaranteed multi-bagger.
Hey man, you found another one? What is it this time?
Come check this out.
Okay, next please. How can I help you, young man?
We want to go all in on dogs because we love dogs, and if you look at the chart, we know a hanging dick pattern when we see one. Woof, woof.
Well, that's fantastic. A really smart decision, young man. We can put that checked and it's gone.
Welcome everybody to the Laughing Stock. Johnny, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. It's dogs is where the money is at now, you know.
Let me flip over this chart real quick because it's a real beaut, guys. So we were laughing because someone asked Vinny what this chart pattern is, and he called it a hanging dick chart. Excuse my French. So we call this the extended hanging dick chart because it continues to plummet here. It's a rare opportunity.
It's a rare opportunity, and but nevertheless a classic extended hanging dick pattern.
Yes.
So
this will be
is very
in our
bullish.
book, we said.
If he, it should be titled that, I think, how to interpret the hanging dick pattern, and he should go through silver because silver was the chart he was asked about, right?
Yeah, maybe it was. So, right, I forgot which chart you showed me, but yes, classic pattern here.
Yeah, you know, Dane, silver down 31% on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, we were just talking. This is my dashboard. As you can see, metals and metals in general just got decimated, just absolutely decimated. Basically last week when we were bullish on NVA, which I still am bullish on NVA in terms of the story with them, but that's just going to take some time, and we got to figure out where metals find a base here before you can really make any determination on cash. Which I'll go into that later because I definitely learned a harsh lesson on NVA this week in terms of going between two strategies essentially, because I started to treat NVA a bit like value in my mind. That was dumb. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. But we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I mean, like right now, I mean, it's funny enough. We were just talking about GameStop. I mean, that's where we want to be.
Yeah, but GameStop is. We were discussing maybe a little bit of a more deep value focus today, but let's see where everything takes us. But there's definitely a story coming back into GameStop now, and if you look at the volume, you have like insider purchase, a big one too. If you go to Open Insider Day, you can check Ryan Cohen.
Well, I was just on my dashboard, like that was one of the ones that immediately popped up. But where's my fundamentals here? Hang on a sec.
And isn't it a bit funny because he bought 21 million worth of shares, 20 of January. And wasn't that like when the short squeeze happened?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. You said you have Burry's thing. What's Burry saying about all this?
yeah, I was going actually. You know, he has I think it's a 3 series part, and still I haven't been able to read it because it's very long. But what I was planning to do for the stream was to ask ChatGPT or something to write a summary, but I never got to it. But that's something we can try to provide maybe next week and something. But Michael Berry, I can't find him. I don't know what his fund is name or his if he has to file and stuff anymore. It's only him now, you know. So
True.
I can't see anything that I recognize about Michael Burry on Whale Wisdom right now, but he has taken a pretty big position. I think he even said it was like a 6% position. So I can't remember, but I saw the number somewhere. So it's out there for anyone who wants to check into that. But then you have Ryan Cohen with a big inside purchase. They have a ton of cash. They have 9 billion in excess cash in my sheet, and he has been in like 4 interviews now where he talks about how they're going to acquire another business which is worth around 100 billion. That's also in Seeking Alpha and all of those places. But people are now speculating which kind of business this will be. You know, Justin is involved again. I'm not sure if he was joking or something, but he suggested a ticker. I don't know. I didn't read into it. The bottom line is just like there's a lot of lot of fuss again with GME, and the chart is now straight below the 200-day moving average. So that's just one of the charts you should focus on. Like just put it on your list and check it daily, I think, because you see the volume also. Very, very good volume coming in here the last days. And there's a lot going on right now.
Yeah, it's a bit choppy for me in terms of the chart. Like, I'm not in love with the setup, but with the backdrop of everything going on and all the insider buying, I mean, you know, we're talking a lot of money coming in the past little bit here.
Yeah, because it wasn't just Ryan Cohen. It was a few of the directors as well. They didn't buy nearly close to what he did, but still, like we're talking about 250K, 114, you know. And I also saw like the Norwegian Oil Fund took a position in August, which was a new position for them, 3 million shares. Small, it's ranking, you know, they own everything, so it's far down on the list, but still interesting, in my opinion. And Ryan Cohen now owns 9.39 according to Whale Wisdom, but you also have RC Ventures who owns 8.22. So that's
he's got
him
multiple
too.
ways of not saying I own 10%.
Yeah, basically.
I
But
don't
what
know
do
if
you
can
think
do that,
about
but
the
that's smart.
fundamentals, Dane?
What do you say?
What do you think about the fundamentals? I saw you had it there.
Oh, for Jimmy?
Yeah, and given that they are going to spend a lot of that cash on acquisition coming up.
I mean, I don't know. So, number one, how much don't they have some of their stuff in Bitcoin?
Yes, that was the one thing that I was thinking about can hurt them
I would
this
say
coming
that's
week.
very bearish based on where Bitcoin is. Now, I will say, regardless of what I think about Bitcoin, because no one gives a shit what I think, and it doesn't matter. I just pulled up Master for a sec just because I was wondering what this is. Because I'm sorry if you own this, Monday it's going down.
And heads up, earnings coming this coming week. I think Thursday or Wednesday.
Well, luckily, hopefully those are already filed before right now.
Imagine if there's some negative surprise in earnings and you have because if you pull up the Bitcoin chart, then look at the volume yesterday on Saturday, and then you go and check Saturday and Sunday in terms of volume the last few weekends and in the past.
Yeah.
It's incredibly it's a insane amount of volume compared to other weekends. It's just like I think people are exiting.
Sorry, I have a terrible cough.
You know,
Let me do cough. Yeah, no, I agree. I will say
it,
there is so much support right here from
yeah,
2024 in terms of like this right around 70,000 to 50, 60,000.
yeah,
I cannot ever believe it will pass through this section without having support. There's
yeah.
just so many people who own it right there that, you know, unless it really tanks, which I just don't see that happening. There's just not enough going on to like make it pass through there. So I do picture it kind of, you know, finding somewhat of a base. And I mean, maybe it will return to this area. It has dipped to this 70,000 mark a few times and popped off. So like, who knows? I mean, it could still
Which
come back, but
Which, interestingly enough, Dane, is around what Sailor has for an average price for his Bitcoin purchases. It's like 74 to 76.
yeah. Which, you know, I
So,
mean,
so
I can see why they're
that
saying
is
that. But I will
interesting.
say, you know, overall, I mean, this whole period here looks to be possibly erased. So a lot of bag holders way, way up here too. So it could put selling pressure on, but I would have a really hard time picturing it break through this section here. I mean, just the amount of volume that happened from March to, you know, November and into December, like that's so much volume. Like it's gonna be hard to.
I would like you know, I'm sure we will speak a little bit more later about the metals and all that stuff, but a lot of money have been erased from that space, and we need to see now where it's going because it's only going to rotate, right? So far, I haven't spotted anything, but um, like maybe the how do you say this in English? Like the most sensible idea was that it's going to rotate into crypto, but so far you don't see anything like that happening. But it may be, like you say, it will drop down to that floor, and maybe then you will see a little bit of volume coming in again. So all of these things are worth just keeping an eye on moving forward, because we all know the potential for swing trading in stuff like crypto and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all that stuff. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've said I don't like to do crypto. The idea of just having to watch it 24/7, I'm just not into the idea. It's just too much. But
This weekend is a good example of why that would be terrible, because if you or like if you, well, I guess the opposite, like if you own Bitcoin now, you could have gotten out in the weekend, versus if you own MicroStrategy.
true, owning the actual underlying asset. Yeah, I would argue because Bitcoin can move when the rest of the market can't. You do take a serious risk being in something like micro, where if it doesn't, you know, work out this weekend and bounce back, then on Monday, you know, Master's gonna or Strategy's gonna just drop. So
It's going to be a gap down.
it's
Forget about tight stops on Monday.
yeah, yeah, you're probably through your stop. So I don't love that idea. But then again,
Yeah,
you know, you could own a company with it in silver, have the same thing
yeah,
happen.
yeah. No, that
So
it's true. Like
it is what it is.
it's just ugly out there right now, and we talked about NVA the other stream, and NVA showed up in all the strength scans, so it was a strong stock, you know. And um, our gamble a little bit, if you can call it a gamble, was that it was a little bit late in terms of how much the metals and that space has gone up, but really, the main mistake for me personally, I think you came to the same conclusion, Dane, was should have taken profits. I had a more than a 10% gain here.
Yeah, no, I could have ended up with a like if I had just moved my stop, which I, you know, last week and this was my, you know, earlier when I was talking about how I looked at NVA. In my mind, I had made a mistake because I'm, you know, I mean, I'm trading this essentially. Don't get me wrong. If it works in my favor, it slowly kind of turns into a swing trade and then turns into an investment. But that's not because I've chosen that. That's because that's what the, you know, what the stock allows me to do based on the price action.
Yeah.
So based on the fundamental story, which number one, if I really thought about this, this could take a long time because I believe it's called the PFS, and this was the number I was talking about last week. That's basically like a final profile number, and it gives them a much more accurate read on how much they're actually going to get from the mine once things are developed and kind of going. But it takes some time to develop that number, and when the company puts that out finally, which should be in a few months, we'll have a real idea where NVA is going to go. And that could, and like I said, that could mean it could double. It could be more bearish because it's not quite the output that people had hoped for. So it might kind of cap the ceiling for a stock like this. But until you know that number, it's really hard for the valuation to get too crazy because there's no reason to go heavily in this as an institution just because you don't know that number yet. And that number is the most important one in determining how much this company is actually worth and what you should pay for the stock. So
And if
keep going.
yeah, if that happens in a month or two or whatever, maybe the entire space has some time to consolidate and move sideways a bit, and you will get new setup. So NVA is still something also you should keep an eye on, in my opinion. It's look at that move. Look at the move it had, you know.
Yeah, I mean, no matter what, it's still it's I mean it's choppy because of, like I said, that stupid offering that they had. But there's still a huge story here in my mind, and as of now, there is a huge profitability pathway for them in terms of now they have that, you know, kind of like a starter mine, so they can start to kind of fund their operations from their own mine once they get that starter one going. And that's just because it's basically like an open pit mine. They don't have to like build like, you know, giant mines into the ground and go through all that struggle. They could just kind of start cutting into the ground and pulling stuff out. And they just have to refine it. So it's a little bit faster of a pathway to getting the mine going. But with all that being said, because of the story in that, I'm in my value headset and I'm thinking, oh, you know what? Like this one, I was thinking it's going to continue up. I'll just keep my stop at break even. And instead of moving it up, that's typically obviously what I've been doing for everything else so far this year, and it was working. Let's not follow my strategy that's working and switch it up. It's a brilliant idea of mine. And of course, pulled right back and ended up getting stopped out for, you know, I didn't lose anything, and I tried it one or two other times, and one of them was another break even. The other one was for like a really, really tiny loss. So it's, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but you know, as you said, should have skimmed profits. This number one is all over in this range. There's tons of opportunities probably to hop into this one. And instead of just having that long-term mindset, like, okay, I'm going to hold this thing and, you know, be slow to trim it, blah, blah, blah. In this market, nothing has shown me that we're in a market where I should be doing that, which is why from the start of the year, I haven't really been swing trading. I've been basically getting in, moving the stop up and letting it kick me out.
Agreed. And so maybe for me, I got a little bit greedy there. I was in with I was so happy with my entry. It went the right way after a few tries, you know, before. And I was just hoping like that the metals are not gonna pull back.
Have a 30% drop.
Yeah, for example, but if it could have just postponed it a week, you know, I would probably be out again on NVA because the gains would be or like just trim it with a 10-day, and it would be a very good trade. I ended up still making money on it, but it didn't go like we were hoping it would, which we talked about last weekend, obviously, but still didn't do much damage to the portfolio either. It was more like I gave back some gains, and which is annoying, of course. And like you said, thinking about it now, in this type of environment, it should be a no-brainer, really. So lesson is learned. I think that's something also I need to work on moving forward, to read the different environments and try to find what works and stick to that instead of, you know, to adapt to what the market tells you is going to be the trick.
Yeah, and it's not that these things don't go out. So I pull up market strength for a reason here. So if you look at the end of last year, which is my first two columns here, and I mean, we can go back to the end of 2025. There was kind of a rough period at the end here, But if you go to this year's, what do you call it? We were in this kind of same area. And how I look at my market strength is the stuff on the left here. This is like stuff towards current highs. And this is also stuff like in the 4 to 7% range that's up for the day, and 7 and up. So anything higher than that. So this is showing you how much strength is left in the market coming into, you know, stuff that's pushing it up, as well as how many are at the 52-week high. And you can see there's a big pullback finally on Friday. Like a lot of stuff started to go down. And then over here, this is stuff that's still holding up based on the month, the 3 month, the 6, the year, and the year and a half. And those numbers have basically held. The month you saw the first little bit of sign of weakness here. So when I was saying, you know, that it looks like we're on the beginning of, you know, a downturn, if these numbers anytime I watch this, if these numbers start to drop, the whole, like, you're just seeing, that means the indexes and everything are coming back down, and it's going to take some time to rebuild. And then you're going to look for strength on this side. If you start to see, you know, stuff start popping up, you have some strong days, like on, the 21st of January, I had, 677 stocks, but that was because it was after the pullback. So you can get a few days like that, and it will kind of push things back up into a strong range. But so when I look at this, it doesn't mean that, to me, Monday is going to necessarily be a continuation of this downtrend. But if it does, and these numbers all start to drop, then it's really bearish for me. And that would mean that, it's not like I have to even do too much work to change up my strategy, because there's not going to be as much stuff in my screener. I think my current list, I was just, where was that? If I go on my current list here, once again, we always post all this stuff on the Discord before the market opens. So if you guys are ever curious what we're looking at, this is what's left on my current list. But if most of the time I have around 30, and now I'm down to 17. And it's not like these are like all perfect setups. You know what I mean? So
I was going to say a few of them had an ugly day also, so you're probably going to kick them out.
I've already went through it.
Yeah.
So for instance, just because it has an ugly day doesn't mean I'm out.
Okay.
I'm just trying to find a good example. Like BW is down 7.2, but it's still above the 10. So like, I don't really care. It's still in this upwards pattern. This being that Cipher is like such a long pattern. It tapped the 100, or is that the 50?
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking. I was Cypher and Wolf with a U.
Yeah.
Similar.
So for instance, this one, even though it broke through and it tapped here, it's done that multiple times in the past. So that's the kind of thing I look at. And if I see that and it still technically is a higher low, that means I'm not going to kick it out, even though it was down almost 10%. So if it has another day that breaks down through here, then it's definitely out. But I need that kind of confirmation. Day? What'd you say?
Is that a 100-day moving average?
Yeah, that's the 100.
Yeah.
But with the 50, the 10, and the 20 so tight, like I have to go off the 100.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna break through these. Like it breaks through it almost every day. It's not really, once they get tight like that, there's not really you have to look at the next.
Yeah. For me, I was in Wolf. I bought it very good on Tuesday.
Are you talking
Same
with a U
problem.
or an O?
With a U.
Yeah. Okay.
So, which in the same area as Cypher, or however you pronounce it. But same problem. I got in on Tuesday. I was up quite a bit. Didn't take profit. Got stopped break even. So it's just a couple of stupid, unnecessary mistakes, because you get a little bit greedy, I think.
Well, it's just so hard to go from the one day to the next and have something not work out for you.
Yeah. And I was up like around 5%. Now I gave a little bit of that back. I'm still positive for the month, but just barely,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, Wolf is another one, 8% pullback. But to me, it's at the 50. It's a higher low. It doesn't mean that this pattern's out for me. Now this one's a little choppy, but it's a long base, so it kind of is what it is. It's not necessarily. It probably needs more time, no matter what, for a real breakout. But
these are also tied to crypto, so.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see. Monday could be ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Uh,
so you know,
One
like I
I
said,
am in Dane still is CIEN, Cien,
what was it?
CIEN. No, with a CIEN.
Yeah, no, I just didn't
Yeah.
catch it when I typed it.
So that one I took on Tuesday as well. Almost stopped me out on Thursday. And once again, didn't take profit on Friday. Maybe I should have done that when it peaked up there. I'm not in love with this last candle, you know, but considering what kind of day Friday was, this kind of held up nicely in the end anyways. But
I
yeah,
don't mind
I
it.
need to... Huh?
I don't mind this pattern. I mean, it probably pulled back just because the markets are pulling back.
The
This
market,
looks like a cup and handle to
that's
me.
what that was my thinking. But you know, if you get a very bad day tomorrow, I'm probably out again. But let's see. This is the only position I have right now.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
stopped
on a
out.
bit of rising volume here.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it
ATR is
is.
still going up. I mean, that's
Yeah,
usually bullish.
and the group is strong as well. This is in the same group as um, you know, light and all of these ones.
Yeah, like
And
I've
yeah,
seen that chart a couple times, but it's not quite caught my eye.
ASTS, ONDS, yeah. So if you look at the group strength there, CN on Friday actually performed pretty strong.
Yeah, I mean, it's down 0.5%. Nothing.
Yeah. So that's the only thing. I mean, I'm stopped out on FTAI. It ended up being a very good trade for me. But I used the 10-day moving average there, and so far that turns out to be the right move. Bit of a slow mover though, around 4 in ADR, but still can't complain there at all. And
No,
I
this
got
is
stopped on CTMX as well. Another great trade for me this month. So basically, like, you know, I only had like 2, 3, 4 trades that made the month green for me. And those two were a big portion of that.
yeah. I remember I went with what was it NBY when on the same time?
Yeah, MBY, yeah.
And that one has just plummeted. Have you watched that?
Yeah, I saw it.
I got this is why you don't hold something.
Yeah. But once
It's
again, though, if you,
dude,
what is the green?
$17 and now it's $1.86. That's wild.
But what is that green candle there before the move down?
Which one you talking?
Like,
This?
yeah, that one. If you, once again, take the profits when you can.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
your dead cat bounce that you get.
Yeah,
One last shot.
it shows again, yeah. But if you pull up CTMX, Dane, you saw that Friday it just dipped. No, CTMX.
Oh, sorry, man, but
That Friday candle just dropped down briefly below the 10-day, which was me getting stopped out. But kind of looks good here still, you know.
you keep your stop just at 10-day. You don't wait till the end of the day.
I have it a little bit below the 10-day as the day is progressing.
Gotcha.
And I have a little bit of a cushion, so it's not, yeah. I try to not keep it too tight there.
No, I just know Qualamagi says he doesn't sell unless it ends the day below it, not just dips below it.
Yeah, true. So maybe, but how does he trail then? Like when does he move the stop up?
Well, he's just saying it has to end below. So the stop is just wherever the like, you know, this is at 548. Mine's an EMA, by the way, if it matters to you. But when it dips below this, if it actually ended below it. So for instance, what was FTAI that pulled back? Yeah. So like he wouldn't have sold out until this day. Friday. He wouldn't have sold out on Wednesday. Wednesday it dips below, but it doesn't end below
That's
it.
where I got stopped. Yeah. But on Wednesday, then where do you think he will put his stop loss in during that day?
Well, he has a stop loss probably way back at break even. He just won't sell it unless it
So
ends the day below.
So he's not trailing it upwards as it goes then.
Well, I mean,
so
maybe I'm not saying I can't speak for him, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying I know he says just because there's so many times it dips below it and comes back up,
Comes
he doesn't
back,
sell unless like right at end of day it's still below the 10-day.
Yeah. No, that's a balance act that I need to figure out because I would prefer to be in a couple of these still, but yeah, let's see. Sometimes it saves you too, you know.
Yeah, I mean it goes both ways because like I really like Lance's idea of it has to be the end of day has to be lower than the low from the previous day. So he would have got out probably either this day or this day.
Yeah.
And that kept him in the whole ride up. And then this was I can't tell without. Okay, so low of this day was 289, and this closed at 288. Yeah, so he would have got out on the 26th right here.
Yeah.
So I do like Lance's strategy with that, but it kind of depends. Sometimes I've seen the 10-day work better versus Lance's, low beating or
I
end
am
days.
I am tracking all of that stuff in my performance and also in the study that I go through. I track like how many hours will you get if you use the 10-day, 20-day, and 50-day. So I'm gonna get some results when I do a little bit more work there. It's definitely interesting. I think just that, yeah, like you said with the Lance's strategy, it's probably gonna get you out quicker many times than the 10-day, but also like it will stop you out prematurely on many things as well. But once again, you can't be too greedy.
Yeah, Lance's idea was like for instance, let's say he gets in here and let's say somewhere in here one of these candles, like let's say this day ended like down here, right? So he gets kicked out on that day. He's like, if it's going to continue though, it's going to have to reset up and break back through that previous range, and that's where he'll get back in. So he says like, I'd rather get out here because if it does just break down, then he caught most of the move. If it keeps going up, he'll just get back in.
You can get back in, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how he looks at it, which makes sense to me. I see what he's saying. You kind of protect that that huge loss of capital by keeping it a little bit tighter like that. But then, as always, you got to get back in. That's not. It's sometimes easier.
Yeah, which also is it's also kind of like a little bit of a psychological barrier you need to go through because you risk again destroying a little bit of the gains if it doesn't work out. But I guess he operates then with a tight stop or something, right?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know about after that. And obviously, so there's give and take no matter how you do it. You could probably do either and be successful with it.
Yeah, which they have proven, right? Both of them we are talking about.
Oh my God, yeah, these are some of the best traders in the world. But yeah, just because you were asking before, yeah, so I did lose almost 3% this week because the NVA pullback, and then anything else I tried to get in this week, I just kept getting stopped out. Which Thursday and Friday, I don't even think I took anything. I think there was like nothing on my list. I think AMPA or something was on my list the one day, and it didn't
one of the
hold up.
days there was simply nothing. One of the days, I can't remember which one.
So I will say, kind of weak. I will, I look at Insider to kind of get like an idea of the market, and like interesting, like Highcroft, which I know is a super strong stock, and it did drop 18%, but like look at the Insider buying is still super strong. So I get that metals pulled back, but that's still pretty bullish in my mind.
Yeah.
GME's on here.
Yeah.
How much was the pullback on Intel? I meant to look at that. Oh, actually, it bounced back up. That's pretty good, actually.
And we didn't speak about Microsoft.
Yeah, they really took a hit too. I forgot about that.
They had a ugly reaction to earnings, right?
I guess it's a similar chart either way. But yeah,
It's like
this isn't great looking.
no, when we start to add things together here now, like there's a lot of red flags for the general market reading, you know.
Yeah, big tech's pulled back, Bitcoin's pulled back, metals, which was like the hot sector, just kind of pulled back.
Yeah,
There's a new
which was
Fed.
going to happen. No surprise. It was a bit surprising that it went so much in one day, but that was going to happen at sooner or later.
Yeah, but I think that's what you're seeing here is this rebuy into this section. That was people looking for some kind of strength going into earnings, and then when I don't think earnings they said were terrible. I don't think it was bad. It's just not like a growth atmosphere like it had been. Like Microsoft for a while was growing again. So once that growth dies out, I mean, you lose all those growth investors. Now you got long-term holders and retail.
Yeah.
Which
And you
I was
have
listening
like
to a podcast today, and they called there's 3 different kinds of traders, and the one type is a rabbit, and that's where even when something collapses, they just stand there and freeze.
Oh yeah.
I was like, that's a pretty good description for like the people who just like they're like down like 20%, they like don't know what to do, and they're just like,
don't know what to do. Yeah,
I've been there before. Don't get me wrong, I've been around it before.
Oh, for sure. But maybe that's due to a lack of strategy with a clear set of rules and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sure. I would agree with that.
Yeah. You also see, which this is nothing new, but you have big companies like Netflix, Oracle, Spotify. They are all on the way down, trading way below the 200-day moving average. So, just like few things now that makes me a bit bearish.
Yeah, I mean, and the other thing too is it's kind of strange to me that we've only pulled back. I mean, I know Wednesday kind of popped and then pulled back, but we've only had 2 real down days, and we're still at almost all-time highs here. I mean,
if you look at where it's the Nasdaq stopped on Friday, it's like kind of in the middle of the sideways move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like, even though it looks super bearish here, and I will say, typically the indexes lag all the other flags. So I would think right now it looks slightly bearish just because of everything you and I are looking at. But
things can change.
The chart holds up.
Yeah, and that's what we look at. That's why you see, like, I'm not gonna take a dig of anyone who changes their opinion day by day, because this is actually how it is doing swing trading and stuff like that. You just work with what you see on the day, and that forms your opinion, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you get a massive breakout into new highs this coming week. We are bullish again, right?
Yeah, that's why I don't count anything out, because you just don't know. And I mean, I would argue probably on the 20th. I'm very curious to see what happens on the 21st, because it looks ugly. It looks really ugly.
Yeah.
But
no, I think we talked about that as well on the stream. Like we were a bit bearish back then too, and now back to being a little bit bearish. But in that time, we have just moved sideways, really, which is why things are so choppy.
And I only mentioned it for a second, but we did change the Fed, and who Trump picked was more hawkish than I think a lot of people were expecting. So we'll see what that means for the markets. I think a lot of times something like that, though, you're going to see as an overreaction.
A lot of things. So just a lot of things right now.
Yeah, I mean, and with Trump appointing him, how much is he going to pressure him to do what he wants?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know. Where's inflation at right now?
When is that change going to happen? And is it already happening, or?
I don't know if this is updated, because I think I have to manually do this, but let me just pull this up real quick. It's still almost just under 3%, based on everything. So it's still a little elevated. It's higher than what we want. I mean, it's coming down. I mean,
yeah.
But they're supposed to shoot for 2%. We're not even close.
Yeah.
But that's a good question. When does the new Fed take money is the first thing that pops up as a suggestion here. Good question. Yeah. New Fed take effect. Oh my God, what am I on? This is Yahoo search. Is that what this is? This is terrible. They don't have AI.
No.
Let's go to Google. I can't talk to things that don't just tell me an answer anymore. I'm impatient these days.
Yeah.
End in May. It says in May.
Okay. Yeah.
Does technically require Senate confirmation. I didn't know that. Anyways, so oh my God, CNN, I will never go to your webpage again. So many pop-ups. I hate when I go to a website and there's pop-ups all over the place. I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
get out of here. That's the most obnoxious thing when you're trying to just go through websites and all these pop-ups. Like I don't think people realize how little I want to use your website when you do that.
The worst ones are the ones you get when you try to exit the page.
I hate when there's things on the computer and it's like, hey, if you want, we can change like your preference to this, and it's like, click close if you want to change your preference, and then it's like hidden, you know, and close is like right in the front, and you actually want to click the X.
Yeah.
They're trying to get you to click close, so you adjust it. And I'm like, that's so shady.
Just need to turn off the computer at that point.
Yeah, seriously, just
get me out of here.
What's the Russell doing right now? I know
was
that had
checking
been bullish, and then ironically too, you think about it, you know, they argue that when the Russell's doing well, we're at the end of a cycle. So it's like there's a lot of things adding up right now that it doesn't necessarily
really
look bearish or bullish.
Yeah, and also if you, the top candle there had a pretty nasty pullback as well, you know, on Thursday 22nd, and then just been plummeting since then.
Yeah, but it is stair stepping. I mean, it just overall pattern. I mean, stair step, stair step, stair step,
and
little pull, stair step, stair step.
Just follows everything else as well. So yeah, there's we just have to wait and see. That's the conclusion. But the big change in what my process is this week was that there was fewer setups. There were fewer things that I wanted to look at during the days.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like that was a little bit of a big signal that we are in a bad period, because I think 2 weekends ago something we were talking about, there's no problem finding setups.
Yeah,
But
well,
now
I just pulled up my market strength. On the 22nd,
Yeah.
I had 24 setups that broke out.
Yeah.
On the last 2 days, I had 2 and 3.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, super, super weak.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. It does go up and down. It's not like you're always going to find stuff that sets up and breaks out. But your odds right now are super slim.
Yeah, and a big problem also is in the morning they go up and they pull back. You think they are breaking out, but then they are pulling back, which stops you out.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to even when the few ones that you think look good are probably best to either wait to see if they pull back, then you run the risk of being too late in a move,
Right.
or try another strategy than breakouts. For example, pullback buys.
Yeah, it's definitely looking rough out there right now.
And but there's earnings coming up, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, who knows? It's so easy to look at something, you know, during a pullback and be like, "Oh, this is it. This is the big drop," and then nothing happens. It does it every time. It seems like so.
But I have to say though, I welcome a big correction right now, because I've been waiting for it to happen. I think it would be good to flush things out a little bit and start over and look for new leaders and big moves, you know, coming up through the 200-day moving average and stuff like that. So I don't mind to sit in cash for a little bit. We've had a good run for a couple of years now.
Yeah. No, it is what it is, and I mean, even looking at like the Russell, you just get these periods for either 2 to 3 weeks that it pulls back and then kind of pushes through. So, who knows?
Yeah.
But it's definitely kind of tight here. I just want to look at the inverse. Yeah, even here, I don't really see anything making me think it's going to be super bearish either.
No, it's one of the directions, right?
Yeah, it's just there's like just nothing kind of hinting just yet. Like everything to me, the only thing is this last volume day on the 14th was a pretty strong down day, so that tends to. But for instance, let me just flip this around so it's not so hard on the eyes. But like you had this day here on the 22nd, and then it peaked up and then finally pulled back. And then you had this strong day here where, it looked like we were going to push back up, but it didn't really push through. So the liquidity is pretty strong because, even on these big volume days, it doesn't force the market in any one direction. I feel like that's why they always say, like, when you have a breakout and it has the volume plus you can see the price action move at the same time, it's a real move because liquidity's gone. So we're still kind of in this no man's land.
It's sideways. So I think I dropped down to the highs before Trump got into the office, which is around Nasdaq being around 20,000. A drop down to there can be possible if it starts to move, and that would be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of impressive how much. Even just from February to the low here in April, that was a substantial drop, about 25% there.
That drop there has a lot of similarities to, the COVID period. It quickly rebound, and a lot of things were setting up.
Man, I don't even have COVID anymore on a 5-year chart. This is it way back here, right?
Get it back in the we want to forget it.
Yeah, what was so this was around
bigger drop, of course.
That's crazy though. Just that long ago, we were only at 10,000.
Yeah.
And then at the low, it was about 6. So the COVID one was about a 33% drop, but that one was just wild because that only took what, like
3 months.
Yeah, it was a really quick down, but everyone was, COVID that was a crazy time. No matter what, when you try and remember back how crazy it was at the moment, that was a wild time.
It was very wild, and yeah. But the real bad period though, because my comparison was like the quick rebound it had. Same with Trump, like it lasted for 2-3 months and then came back, but the real big period here was when Russia invaded Ukraine and all that stuff, and you get like 2 years of just a big, big base building. Really, that was the really bad period.
You talking 22?
Yeah, 22, 23.
Yeah, and that was just because this was a pretty parabolic ride. We went. Yeah. That was the thing. We went down 33%, but then we jumped up.
Yeah,
over 100.
And then you had the war. Everything was like messy.
So yeah, it's really tough to say. But it does. When you zoom out on this weekly chart, like look how tight this looks right now. So we're definitely in an interesting area.
Something will happen soon, I hope.
Something will happen. Yes. At some point, guys, you heard it here first. Something will occur.
I will, that's the quote. Next quote in the Discord. Something will happen eventually.
I will say the distribution here is starting to stack up. That's one thing I like to see, how many days are distribution, or how many weeks. This is weekly. And there's a lot going on there. You have this period here where there was like that strength, and then that strength finally died kind of in here in November.
Yeah, it kind of did. Right?
It's just been kind of all over, but I would say it looks weak. You have some weak weeks where people are buying.
Yeah, and we talked about this. If you go to Friday, 19th of December, had a big up volume day, you know, and things started to look positive, and it kind of followed up in the week after with a lot of buying volume, but that has changed right now and turned into a little bit more red.
And I will say, what was the all time high here was 24,019, and we hit not quite. So we did not break that high here either. Because, that's the
No,
thing I like to see, because it tells you, are people willing to buy at all time highs? Which, so
yeah,
no. And then same
no,
thing, I want to see if we break below, this candle here, that's a sign for me to stop everything, right there.
yeah.
And then that's full on pause until we can see what happens. Because,
It
um,
bounced into where that previous high opened, right? So didn't take out the actual high.
so we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a couple of lines just touching the tops here, and they are both declining. So um, let's see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, because even if you draw this on here, I mean, it's somewhere in here. Then throwing this on there, you could argue somewhere like that. So
Yeah.
still not a terrible pattern, but I don't know how much that matters for an index, because this isn't gonna, it's not like this is breaking out because of the same
No.
things that like happen with a stock. There's just too much here
No.
going on. Like macro I'm just saying, like, macro can really hit this. Change in the Fed. That's a big one because everyone seems to care so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah. As
Um,
we have been speaking, then Bitcoin has turned red.
yeah, I didn't honestly think it was gonna hold up very much. I still had the chart up.
Not by a lot though. The volume is still pretty high compared to other Sundays, but yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how often Sunday is like a weaker volume day. People just kind of taking a break.
Yeah, you can clearly see it in the volume there. Saturday and Sunday has been very low for quite some time, but not anymore.
Which makes sense. I mean, I I can't imagine trying to watch something 7 days a week. People are just out of their mind. I feel like that's why crypto is so like uh I'm trying to think of the right word to some people. Like, they get attached to it just because you literally could watch it at all times. It's always live and running. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also it's like it's a bit dividing the whole thing, right? You have two very opposite camps where uh, one is just talking about it like it's nothing, it's air, it's worth nothing, and the other one is like they believe it can go, they believe it should go to 1 million tomorrow. It's a bit extreme, both views, and we
Well,
were
I will say
speaking
anything
about it.
I own, I think should go to 1 million tomorrow. But
No, but the conviction they have is almost insane. Um,
well, yeah, you might have
and
just hit the nail on the head there. It might
yeah,
be insane.
yeah, uh, and I have still not met anyone who can explain to me in a simple way what it is, what it does, why I should have it in a way that makes me think, oh, that's a good point. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm not. I'm neutral on it. I want to look at the chart and see if I can make money off of it. That's for me. It's just another thing to trade right now. That's my view on it. So I doesn't belong to any one of those camps. But um, I think it's hard to argue something about uh, the use of it right now, because what is the use of it right now, other than to just have it as an asset?
Yeah. Um, you're going to see institutions hold something like this just because it diversifies them. Everyone's so worried about diversification.
Yeah,
Heaven
and
forbid you
also
try and
trends
concentrate on
and
some good
momentum.
ideas,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, there's only so much I can even talk about with Bitcoin.
Yeah. And I know too little about it to be
Let's go back to dogs.
Huh?
Let's go back to dogs.
Yeah, dogs is better.
Let's. Where do you think this guy's gonna bounce?
I think it's a Chinese company, by the way.
Solid.
It's 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 and the actual name is Dogness International.
It's just like that's not even a word.
There was some people in the Yahoo conversations saying that if you go to their website, it just everything screams scam. I didn't go there because
I'm curious. Let's go to dog.
you know if someone tries to scam me, you know, I'm getting tricked. That's my problem. So if I enter that website, I'm gonna end with 100 million leashes and stuff that I don't need. So I wanted to avoid it. Here, Dogness.
This is
Good
this is
product.
worth billions of dollars. Let's be real here.
Hey, Dane, you need to search this website for the word AI. They have to have some AI stuff here. Smart tracker. Everything's smart.
These are smart.
Yeah,
This dog pet training pad, very smart.
they're very smart. That's some smart filters too, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Training
Yeah,
rope,
no, I can see.
smart.
I can see why we would go all in here.
Let's see what they say for investors.
You're gonna get a virus now.
Well, look at their building.
Yeah, founded in 2003, has history. Analyst report from 2022.
Look at the other buildings next to them. They're just holographic buildings.
No, go to the other one again because I thought, did I see a pool? There's an infinity pool there. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a pool on top of theirs. That's sick.
Yeah.
And look at, there's like 50 of them in the background.
And this was where the AI had gone.
I'm pretty sure if I typed in AI and said, can you make me a company called Dogness and make me a web page, this is what AI would make on its first try.
Yeah. And it's headquartered in Dongguan, which is almost the word dog.
Nice.
So
Doggone China.
I think this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, well, now that I realize what I'm dealing with here, I'm going in.
We produce high-quality leashes, collars, and harnesses that are beautiful, comfortable, and this.
Let's see what Steve Silver from Argus Research has to say.
Steve Silver.
Founded in 2003 on the philosophy that pets and dogs and cats are important.
That's
come on, where's your overall? Where's the meat of this?
That is a solid point in an analyst report. Oh, hold on. Go up, Dane. It says here, founded the Chinese subsidiary in 2003 and has more than 15 years of experience in pet product industry. He created Dogness brand in 2008. All right. So it's founded in 2003, but created in 2008.
Sometimes it takes a few years for a good idea to really kick in.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Argus Research has received a flat fee from the company discussed in this report.
Okay.
So they were compensated.
Yeah.
They estimate an approximate 30 times forward multiple of earnings.
Yeah, why not? Why not 30?
Fuck it, 30.
Yeah, why not? Like, why not 60, you know?
Yeah. This is going back up, guys.
Yeah. Just read this report from Steve Silver.
Back to this chart. Steve Silver sold right here, guys. Just so you know.
Yeah. Steve.
Steve Silver had put all he had into this, and he sold out there, and that's why it all went down.
Go to the price in 2022 because that's when he wrote the report. All-time high, 2022.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What is this? This was worth $160. Remember when we were just plummeting money into China and praying for the best?
It was based on his report.
I bet it was. I'm gonna have
And
Steve
then
write me a report.
And then it went down to 4 and then up again, or it went down to 280 and then up to 60.
Man, this is wild.
So this is a set and forget investment, I think.
How long has this been a company?
Since 2003.
No, I'm just talking the chart, like when they went public.
My data starts in 2018. No, 17.
This opened at $116 a share.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who paid $116 a share for this?
And look at the candles. There's so many good candles here.
Yeah.
Look at the volume we got on 17th of February 21.
17th of February 21. Oh, hold on. I gotta go back further here.
And look at that candle.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Where? I can't even find it here. Well,
No, to the left.
Here. This guy here?
All to the left, I think. No, 21.
Oh, 21. I can't even figure out where you're at.
17th of February. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, everyone's buying.
Yeah. And look at the candle. Just like up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you see that up and down candle, that means someone's getting out.
Yeah.
But then again,
No.
I mean, it did go all the way up to. This was just 21 though. This was why, because everything in 2021 was just going nuts.
Yeah. But it came back to 60 in 24.
Yeah, it's that's why I said buy the dip.
You have to buy the dip here and just keep in the back of your head while you press the buy button that they make beautiful leashes.
You saw them; they were nice.
You saw them,
and
they are
colors.
very smart.
I mean, right now it's $5 million. So just go buy the company.
Yeah, good.
It's nothing.
Dogness.
This is a steal.
You want to know the ADR, Dane?
Yeah, I'm curious.
105.86.
It's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah,
High ADR stocks.
Yeah.
This probably on Monday will bounce back up into the, I'm going to guess the $15 range.
Yeah, no, that's a sure thing.
It might break it. It could break through here.
It can break through, and then you are in from the dip, you know?
Yeah. You imagine you get a 16 bagger on this on Monday?
Yeah. Dogness International. I want to see they have to they have to be, they probably have their own coin, right?
They should. Dogness
Yeah.
coin. Dogecoin. Look how successful Dogecoin was.
Yeah, exactly.
What's Doge doing these days? That's still a thing.
No.
Oh, that's
I don't
good.
know.
11 cents.
No, they have an app. Travel series.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
I can't believe it has 214 million in volume right now. Like, people are still hardcore actively trading Doge.
It's a lot of good questions on their frequently asked questions page.
You know, we really should have just made our own coin.
We should make the laughing stock coin.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to have an IPO at $116 a coin.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a
this is
steal,
the
guys.
best thing. I think if you go to their website again, Dane, and you go to the bottom.
Darkness. Look at this cat. I'm not convinced that cat's real.
No, it's not real. And you see where it says news?
Real-time
If
news?
you go to real-time news.
As opposed to fake-time news?
Yeah, exactly. And the look at the date.
Nice.
That's and I also saw they have a legal thing,
Look how happy this cat is.
legal statement. This website was created by DOGZ International Corporation.
Look at that 13-degree bevel. It's rich in oxygen. Cats love to drink water. That was great. I'm gonna change our theme song to that music right there. That was very inspirational.
What
I want to
they
see the
have
pet
so many.
auto vacuum. Always fresh, guys. Not happy.
Oh yeah, see, solid
That
product.
was a beat shake. I want to see her drop it on the floor.
What is that?
What about this?
iPet robot. Now we are talking.
Yeah, this is what I was investing in.
Yeah, now we are talking.
I'm sorry, guys. We went on a real tangent here, but this website's pretty
Darkness
awesome.
Smart iPad Robot. The product
Smart
package
iPad
contains one
robot.
device and a charging cable.
Imagine having one of these around your house, guys. How much is the iRobot?
Plug in the charging cable of the device. Open the feeding bin cover and fill the bin with pet treats or food. Press and hold the power button for 1 second and release. The indicator light should flash red for 3 seconds before it flashes slowly. Press and hold the set button for 5 seconds.
I want to see it in action.
After you hear, if you have
They're not gonna
until the
show
blue
it in
device,
action.
click to enter friend's cute can view the device in his or her authorization to your friend. There are also a variety of sound effects to interact with your pet. You can also save your images.
No, I'm not convinced it's real. They really won't even show you it move around. That was super disappointing.
No.
Oh, there we go.
多尼斯智能摄像斗虫器 Smart Cam Treater 通过
They were just showing
They're
it.
not gonna show it.
扬声器
This video's a
They will
fraud.
never show it.
忙于工作或者外
They will never show it.
It doesn't even show it.
We have to buy one. You have dogs, right?
I have a dog, yes. Which, if I knew I could have got a dogness robot, I would have had it.
Yeah. You don't need to do anything anymore then.
Super disappointed. Can you still buy these? I mean, how much does it cost?
Be
Ah,
careful.
you can't
Sorry.
even buy it.
You can't even buy the products.
Lame. All right, well, there you go, guys. I mean, that's how you know you found a winner. Oh, this isn't Dogness anymore. That's Doge.
I'm gonna try to buy.
Oops.
Look, if you go to their main one last thing, then if you go to their main page,
For
just
Dogness.
you know the
We're gonna have to put this in the
just
title of this.
just press find out more there. That's the top product that they promote, right? Look, nothing.
Well, let's buy it.
You have to
And
buy that one,
when you click buy now, it brings you to the same webpage.
and everything is broken. Yeah, this is. If
I'm
you don't
curious,
see it
when
at this
people were
point,
paying $116, had they gone to that website?
if you don't see it at this point, you will never see it. You will never see the potential.
Interesting. That's all I have to say. That is interesting.
I can't wait for the next earnings report to hear how much they are making on these products on their website.
I want to hear Still Silver's update.
Yeah, we should contact Steve if you are watching. We need an update.
Yeah, Steve, come on. Look what happened without you. We need guidance.
Yeah, seriously, you carry the company.
Anyways, I don't know if I have much else to go over right now, to be honest.
I think when we spent that much time on dogs, maybe that's a song.
I mean, we had pulled in some names, but you know, like you said, GameStop's got a ton of cash. Let's see what they do with it. There is some people in it. ALTO. What did you have anything that you wanted to pull up on ALTO?
No, it's just like there are.
What's the chart doing these days?
There's a bill being passed soon. I think that will be very bullish for them. But to be honest, when I check the fundamentals just briefly now, it looks worse than when I was involved, in my opinion. So the thesis must still be to sell the company, you know, because the book value is still above the price. So, but maybe there's some positive things in terms of future earnings and stuff like that, but I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not seeing much here.
If it's the same management and board, you should be careful. That's kind of the essence here, right?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what
I
anyone's seeing yet.
I didn't like the fundamentals that I saw now, because in my sheet it's like negative operating cash and free cash flow, which was a bit more positive around the time I got involved, and especially in 2022. And now it seems like the book value has also decreased in that time. So I don't know. You know, they messed up. They did mess up a few of the installations that were gonna make the mills more efficient and all that stuff, which they kind of, in my opinion, they were lying a bit to or misleading the public a bit when because they announced it like a very, very good, solid thing, and then we heard nothing until they said it was more or less useless, and they had to end up, you know, just paying a lot of money. There was some talks about that they could get the money back in some way, but I stopped following, so I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look great.
No.
What's going on with Grand Tierra?
Yeah, GT and a few other stocks in the oil sector came up in my strongest stocks scans this week. But looking at fundamentals, there's big insider purchases in the last year. But other than that, I didn't see too much, to be honest, when I had a quick glance here.
I mean, I remember when I was looking at this, I think it was in the like $5 or $6 range that I thought it looked like.
Yeah, I was involved in. I don't even remember anymore. Was it 4?
I
think it was $4.
$3, huh?
Huh?
I hadn't followed this one in a while, so I was just wondering
No.
what it's done in the past year, but it's kind of been ugly. I think I
Yeah, it
remember
has.
somewhere in here is where I was last looking at it.
Yeah. But decent move lately, just purely on the chart. Lots of volume coming in. Had a bad day on Friday, like everything else. But if this is setting up, maybe interesting for swing trade. I have to say though, the average dollar volume is a little bit low here, 3 million.
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't for me. I mean,
No.
it's so all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, if it can form a base here, and then maybe, but
if you pull up PBF at the end here, Dane.
What do you say?
Also, PBF.
The fundamentals or the chart?
The chart. Also, a company that we talked about a lot when we did more.
For a setup.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. But soon comes our earnings report, 11 days. But if this can break out before.
Yeah, it can easily break out. It's ready to go. I mean, it's been. Yeah. Look at how many times it's tried to break through this region.
Yeah.
People are buying right here, so there's definitely interest. I mean, probably like you're saying, as this approaches earnings, it's gonna just kind of wait.
And if you look at if you look at Open Insight, there's the Carlos Slim guy. Has been selling a little bit lately, it seems like, but he just bought that company up for ages, So these sells, they don't mean so much, I think.
Well, I mean this is a substantial amount, though. I mean, we're taking millions of dollars.
Yeah, but if you go down to his purchase, he was buying like 18 million, 17 million, 15 million, 31 million, 24, 26, 40.
Yeah, but my point being is it's been a while now. I mean, he's buying this entire time.
Interesting to see the price is.
Insiders use their options to get out, and
yeah, but at a high price though.
What do you say?
It's they all sold in the where it is right now, 30, 33.
Yeah, I would just based on what I see here, I would definitely want to see this earnings before I touch this.
Yeah.
Even though it has the setup, there's a bit of hair on it.
Some of these candles are also a bit wild in terms of how much they pull back on the day.
Yeah, but just in general, though, I mean, this is a nice pattern. This is a good setup.
Yeah. No, I agree.
I mean, volumes down. Things are super tight right now.
Yeah. Another oil thing. There was a lot of.
Well, and wasn't it oil was doing well, wasn't it?
Yeah, a few of them showed up when I did the screens, so it's just something I noticed.
Yeah. Oil flew up, man.
Yeah, but I don't see heavy in some you see heavy volume lately, actually. So maybe this is where the money is going then. Yeah,
I mean, these are strong moves.
Yeah, and oil instead of the metals, it does make sense,
Yeah, I mean, I was looking through just to see strong sectors, and energy's a mix, these kind of things, and then the other ones are a lot of biotechs, pharmaceuticals. Those were really outperforming this last year, and
yeah, the biotechs were strong also.
Yeah, and then there was some just like consumer discretionary and stuff like that was doing pretty well. Those were the main sectors I saw performing pretty well, and obviously, AI and quantum and all those names have been up. They haven't been recently strong, but they're up.
Yeah.
So it's a mix of things.
Yeah. And these things are important when you try to look for.
Yeah, right.
Use it as a filter to leave stocks out of your daily watch list, because you want to be as concentrated as you can on quality, you know,
Right.
and get the odds in your favor. So the groups and the industries and all that stuff, it does matter a lot.
Well, I will be curious to see where we all end up on Monday, because
Speaking of that, also the group aerospace and defense, which is how Finwiz is labeling it, like Sattel, Rocket Lab, SIDU, Lunar, Redwire,
Yeah.
all of those took a massive hit on Friday as well, and they actually have the entire week was dropping a bit. You know, Planet Lab.
Yeah, but look
At
at
the same time,
SNDK.
huh?
SNDK though, look at the volume on Friday.
They had a really good earnings report and kind of topped on that because it was up 20% at some point, I think.
Yeah, wow.
And it did pull back, which is another maybe warning signal, because this is a clear leader in recent months, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth almost 100 billion now.
Yeah.
Probably
And
almost was worth 100 billion at one point on Friday.
everyone is talking about this stock, and it has done a lot of the right things, and then comes the earnings report, which sends the stock up 20%, and it just finishes up a little bit less than 7. So I don't know how
impressive
to
move.
interpret that, but good stuff for everyone who took this one earlier. I had it on the list, but I couldn't get in.
Yeah, it's been on my list. I don't know if I've traded it though. I don't think I've actually bought, but there was a ton of setups in this. I mean,
yeah, I missed it on 19th of December. That was my purchase point.
Yeah, like as a wedge right there.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's all I have for today. Got anything else to add?
No, I think we just have to wait and see. I'm personally probably going to slow down a little bit on the amount of trades I want to take, because I think 45, which I did in January, is too much in this environment. I was up not quite a bit, but I was up 5%, which I was very happy with, and I gave it all back. And if I had, 1, taken more profits, and 2, slowed down the trades a little bit, I think I could have performed better than what I'm doing right now. So that's my thinking going into February.
Yeah. You know, like I said, my only big gripe is that, you know, no matter how much I like the stock, no matter how much I like the story, NVA is one that has taught me again that, you know, in a longer time frame, maybe I'm right, but with the way I'm trying to approach things now, more from the trader perspective, and to focus on, you know, what the market gives you, you know, you're not buying at value, you're not buying at discounts. So if you're not buying there, you don't have the wiggle room that you do when you are buying there. So I should have just taken the profit, and hopefully that's one of the last mistakes I make this year.
Yeah, and that's another point, though. Very early in the year, a lot of things can happen, like we have tried to talk about in this stream. And if it goes down, we will obviously slow down a lot, because we don't do shorting and all that stuff. And maybe focus the stream more on value stuff and follow things like GME and all that stuff then. But a lot of things can happen. We're still early, just surviving through a choppy environment, moving sideways now. Both of us are in the green, at least.
Yeah.
So it's not a bad start to the year, but it could have been better for myself, at least. I think you have done good, Dane.
Yeah, no, so far, and like I said, I had switched over to the day trading type. It's not day trading. I mean, I guess it is, but like not on purpose. I'm just moving that stop up quicker, just to kind of guarantee I get something from these trades. Which, you know, like we said, I would obviously adjust that as the markets get better. But so far, that's been my way of kind of hedging my risk of going into these things, is making sure I'm really protecting downside immediately. But it is tough right now. In the past few days have been like so ugly. It's like I'm barely even watching. So I'm like, yeah, everything looks. There's nothing. I don't see anything.
Yeah. And also a lesson to see what one mistake can do to your performance.
Yeah. I mean, that was not quite 3%, but it was 2.5% basically. The rest of it was all just from being stopped out that I was down. But it was
it's
stupid.
It's all about just trying to always avoid these. What do you call it? Like the loss of the profits.
Yeah.
All
right.
right.
All right, guys. Well, I hope everyone enjoys the rest of your week. Stay warm out there because it is cold.
It's very cold, but
unless you're value, he's down in New Zealand. It's probably the warm time of year for him. But
that is true. And do you think they have a lot of dogs shop in New Zealand? We need to figure out. We need to ask value these important questions.
How far from doggone China is he?
He's closer than us. We should actually send. We should send value to investigate that pool.
I bet it's nice.
Yeah.
It's probably got the little dog robots running around up there, like, giving drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Imagine you're poolside and that thing fires a margarita out in your mouth.
Solid.
Sounds nice.
Yeah.
All right. That's one of the dumber endings we've had, guys. Have a great week.
Yeah. And go dogs.
Go dogs. Dog nest.
Yeah. Bye-bye.